Gomi Riku Arain wakes up to go to his part-time job at a convenience store in a town full of crows who wake up long before people do. He starts giving bentos to the crows after a while. A female suddenly interrupts him and asks if she can receive a bento for free. Rika doesn't want to do it at first since he could lose his job, but after she begs him and urges him to act like she's just another crow, he complies. She tells him her name is Haru and asks whether he likes crows before she leaves. He says, yeah, why not? Then, Haru reveals him the name of a crow, Tanaki, and leaves. Riku is still bewildered and thinks she's a truly strange girl until his co-worker chews him out for being lazy. The next day, he gets a letter in the mail regarding a college reunion that he doesn't want to go to, so he runs back to his apartment. A short time later, the doorbell rings and Fukuda, an old college buddy, is there. Fukuda brings up the reunion after they talk for a while, but Rika says he doesn't want to go since he feels like a failure because he never obtained a real job. Fukuda says that's not true because Rika never even tried. He didn't go to any job fairs. Instead, he went straight to work at a convenience store because he thought it would be more stable. Riku ignores it and acts like nothing happened until Fukuda brings up Shinako and wonders if the two ever went out. Rika says it wasn't like that and rejects it. Fukuda then tells him that Shinako, his former crush, has come back to town since she got a job teaching at the local high school. Rika still isn't motivated enough to go to the reunion. The next day, Haru tries to make friends with Riku and talks to Kashida, who works with him. Haru leaves right after that talk, and Rika starts to question how strange she is. It's just not natural to stroll about with a crow on your shoulder. Kashida says that girls who are pretty can get away with being that strange. Shinako shows up at that moment, surprising Riku by bringing him lunch and asking him to meet her for coffee later at a cafe. Riku heads straight to the cafe, even though Kashida is quite inquisitive. Riku and Shinako talk about the past at the cafe and how some choices can't be changed. Shinako notes that Rika never seemed like the type of person who would be happy in an office job when she gets home that night. The next day, Kino invites Riku to shoot pictures for his band, not caring whether Riku is a beginner. He also gives Riku a cassette to listen to. Riku walks to a park and sits on a bench while he listens to it. He thinks about the choices he's made in life and what he's become. He wonders why everyone else is moving on while he feels trapped. Haru shows up out of nowhere and asks him for a smoke. She keeps saying she's an adult now, but Riku doesn't believe her, so he won't do it. Then Haru tells Riku that they already know each other, but Riku doesn't remember her, which surprises him. The next night, Haru looks for Riku again, but he's out with Shinako. Haru ends up seeing them together. It's surprising that Shinako knows Haru as one of her old students. This bothers Riku because Haru might still be a minor. Haru acts like she is his girlfriend, which makes things even more uncomfortable. Haru leaves after a short talk with Shinako, telling her that it wasn't her fault that she was kicked out. Shinako then explains that Haru was kicked out of school for working at a pub, which is a major deal in Japan because high school students aren't permitted to drink or work in places like that. She tells Riku to kindly look after Haru because she's a wonderful girl. Riku runs into Haru again after taking Shinako home. She starts making fun of him for having a crush on her and reminds him of how they met for the first time. It was just a chance meeting, and they didn't even say their names. Haru still tells him to go after Shinako, though. The next day, Kino tells Riku the hard truth. He's not really trying in life. He merely avoids effort because he's terrified of getting hurt. Riku gets up the nerve to go to Shinako's house and tell her how he feels, but she turns him down and says she only wants to be friends. Riku goes home and gets depressed, feels rejected, and doubts himself because he thinks Shinako turned him down because he is a failure. The next day, he goes back to the park and talks to Haru about what happened. Riku advises Haru to quit seeking for him since he's not the guy she believes he is. Haru ignores this and says she doesn't care about some ideal version of him. She likes him for who he is now. That makes Riku feel a little better, and he decides that the picture for Kino's album will be of Haru with her crow. Shinako cuts her hair the next morning to show that she is starting again in her life. Riku is still sad and angry with Haru, who is also sad because he is heartbroken. Later, Shinako finds out that Haru was meant to graduate from high school this year, but she had to move on after being kicked out. Shinako is now enjoying her first graduation ceremony as a teacher. Her co-workers invite her to an after-party, but she decides to leave early when she sees something strange. Then we meet Ro, a high school student who seems to like Shinako-sensei. He really misses her, especially her cooking, but Shinako urges him to say hello to his dad for her and scolds him for the mess he caused while painting art. One of her co-workers asks Shinako what happened in Kanazawa, her hometown, and if she has a boyfriend there, which suggests that she left someone behind. Shinako's face gives her away, but she doesn't say anything more. After the celebration, Shinako chooses to stay in a park and think about her time in Kanazawa. Riku, who is going home, stops her. He tries to get their friendship back on track, but Haru, who is also on her way home from work, interrupts them. This time, the discussion changes. Rika tells Shinako that Haru is simply hanging out and that it's not a big deal. But Ro hears them. The next day, Nishitaka wonders why Haru hasn't come, but Rika doesn't care. He likes things better without her. But that peace doesn't last long since Ro confronts him and wants to know what his relationship with Shinako is. Haru also openly declares war on Shinako, saying she wants Rika too. Meanwhile, Shinako and Haru talk, but Haru doesn't listen to Shinako when she says she doesn't want Rika since Shinako is still in love with someone who has died. In another place, Ro tells Rika the same thing and adds that Shinako previously took care of his sick older brother. Sadly, his brother died, and that day Shinako just stood there, marveling at the cherry blossoms in their backyard. And not long after that, his mother died, leaving him and his father alone. They made the decision to go to Tokyo. After both talks, one where Rika finds out why Shinako turned him down and another where Haru says war on Shinako, Rika travels to locate Shinako and finally talks to her honestly. But this time, Shinako not only says no again, she also says she doesn't want to be friends anymore. But Rika talks her into being friends and makes it apparent that he still likes her. He goes back to work, and Haru realizes that she has someone else to adore. Kino urges Rika to go home and says he'll cover for him with the manager because he knows Riku was turned down again. Haru walks with him on the way home and starts chatting about what love really is. She makes it apparent that she likes him the way he is now, saying he's like a flower that hasn't bloomed yet. Haru leaves with Kaku, her crow, after asking him what love meant to him and not getting an answer. Riku is bothered by the question. Haru goes to see Riku the next day, but he's not there because he's sick. This hurts Haru's feelings. At the same time, Rika gets a supper from Shinako, who is also looking after Fukuda, which makes him even pleased. The next day, something similar happened, except this time Kino falls sick. Instead of caring, Haru asks Riku to go to the movies with him. Rika doesn't want to go at first, but when Haru tells him that she invited him since he became unwell after they talked in the rain, he agrees, which makes Haru happy. Later, Haru goes to an art studio to drop off something and runs into Ro. She offers to let him come to the cafe where she works after giving him free coffee. Haru tells her co-worker everything that has been going on at work around midday. She says that her mother wants her to go back to school and that she is attempting to start over with a new lover. Her mom is also attempting to make their relationship better. Haru doesn't want to go back to school or live with her mother again, though. She is happy just having a nice relationship with her mom. She also remembers her past, including when her father left, when her grandfather died, and how she got his house. Later, she runs into Riku again and tells him about her tough situation. She cuts him off before he can say anything or ask more questions. She jokes that telling him too much might damage her mystery image, but she still says she's still looking forward to their movie date. Shinako is sick, which is bad news for Haru. Rika takes care of her. He thinks he'll get to the movie on time, but he ends up being late. He runs to the movies, but it's too late. Haru has already departed. He is lucky to find her standing in the rain a few blocks later, looking very upset. Haru becomes furious when he tells her he was taking care of Shinako. She thinks he should have said it more casually, like he was with another woman. Haru doesn't show up for work the next day, which makes Riku worry. While she's working, she thinks about how she could just quit going to the store and end it all. But she also thinks about how she never truly gave Riku a chance because her expectations weren't realized. She starts to see that love may be selfish. She runs across Rika by chance, and they both make up. Haru finally introduces herself to him in a way that shows she wants to get to know him and wants him to get to know her. Next, we go to Ro, who is experiencing problems at his art school. He feels bad about himself because everyone there is so talented. He won't give up on his aim of going to a top art school, though. Takesha, a classmate of his, pushes him to work even harder than he did before. When he gets home, Shinako is there to greet him. She got a lot of vegetables from someone and decided to share them, even cooking dinner. Ro is glad about it. They converse for a while, and Shinako says she knows he's in an art school and can't keep being bad forever. But Ro says he wants to continue that way because he wants to be distinct from his brother. When Shinako compares their heights, Ro remembers that he became an artist to be different from his brother, who died. He wanted to have a special skill that would make him stand out. He tells Shinako that he doesn't want her to stay tied to the dead, but to recognize him as his own person. But Shinako can't do it. She still thinks of him as her little brother, and that she still loves his bigger brother, Yu. The next day, Haru goes to the art academy and brings coffee as usual. There, she finds out that one of the teachers is in love with her employer, Kyoko. She uses this to her advantage because it means he has to buy more coffee. Days go by, and Ro starts going to summer school. One morning, he walks by Rika's convenience store and Riku is unpleasant to him. Riku urges him to go, but Ro is just as rude and says he's working hard so he doesn't wind up like Riku. Riku is mad, and shortly Haru shows up and asks Riku to walk her home. He says no, which makes Ro think Riku is a bad person who plays with two girls at the same time. Haru now sees Ro as Rika's rival because of this. But Kino stops things from getting worse by pulling Rika back to work. After that, Ro walks Haru home, and they discuss about their lives. Haru asks out loud why Shinako-sensei is so famous, which makes Ro unhappy since he wants Shinako to see him as a person, not as his brother's shadow. Haru tells him to keep becoming better, so that Shinako will see him in a different light. Ro asks Haru if she likes Riku, but she doesn't answer and walks away with Kanaku, her crow. This makes Ro think she's strange. Weeks go by and Ro gets better at art. He sees that both his father and Shinako have gone to Kanazawa on his way home one day. He remembers that he used to think Shinako moved to Tokyo to forget about her brother. Now he knows that she left Kanazawa because she couldn't stand being around recollections of him. Shinako, on the other hand, is very sad about Yu and remembers their time together. Yu's dad says he is going to spend more time in Tokyo since they both need to move on. He also informs her that they need to do something with Yu's things to let go. Shinako starts to cry as she remembers that Yu is gone and all she has left are memories. Thank you for watching to this point. For the anime name, check the comment section. For part 2 and more interesting anime recaps. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We got other anime recaps for you. Check our playlist or choose a video. Thanks again for watching.